Them again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Glow Sun Production proudly brings to you its best, brightest, and blackest combat review show there is on YouTube and anywhere else. We go by the name of We Talk Combat, so we talk all things combat, sports, and sports entertainment. I am 1/4 of your host. I go by the name of Muy Grande Negro Americano over here. I'm joined with my fellow co-hosts. I'm going to go around the room and introduce them one by one. Let's start off with my guy, the Frog Splash connoisseur himself, Travito. How are you today, bro? Slow motion.
What's up, man? Go, y'all. What's good, everybody?
I'm good, bro. He finally got around to coming through and giving his response. But next up on the dial, we got my baby girl, Chemo Queen, the queen of the ring back in '86. If you didn't know, how are you today, babe? Happy Easter to you and everyone else. Happy holidays as well.
Yeah, happy pagan holiday to everyone. Oops, I'm at resurrection of some guy. Anyways, I am great. It was an okay week of wrestling. But you know, we gonna talk about it though. We're gonna talk about it. But how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great, babe. Thank you for asking, though. Next on the list, that guy down the bottom there, acting like he don't know anybody and all, like he's embarrassed. So he's heavy developmental, my guy down there, Mr. Green. How you today, bro? How you feeling? Oh, he's muted. You did a Travis. Uh-oh.
I did. I apologize. I'm good, Joe. I'm good. That's my fault. See, I shouldn't have my head down. That was my fault.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Come around quick, pause. That's what happened.
If you're brand new around here, guys, do me a favor, man. Hit the subscribe button. Also,
that's karma.
Hit no Lloyd Banks. Hit notification bell if you want to be notified of when we drop this new around here. Sometimes we drop shows at 3 p.m. on Sundays, but I like to say we color people around here, so you never know. Just hit the notification bell. Also, hit that like button while you're at it so that the algorithm knows that we drop fire like this and that it'll get out to other wrestling fans like yourself. Let me see what else we do today. I'm sorry. Do us a favor as well. Hit us up on We Talk Combat Clips where we have condensed versions of the show. I drop clips usually every day of the week. So be over there. Check us out. Like, subscribe over there, all that. Get the short versions if you just want a shorter version of the show and what we talked about in condensed versions. The way we do this show over here, if you're new, we give our highs and lows, give a basic review of the show, letter grade. Then we go from there to going on. That's any wrestling news that may be hot right now around the interwebs. And then lastly, we get to your questions or comments. So if you're interested in talking to us directly, hit us up with an @ WTC. That's for We Talk Combat. So we know you're talking to us and not one of your fellow Glow Yard members that may be in the comments as well. Also, before we keep moving, no, I'm gonna wait for that. But
Did he freeze?
No, let's get to the show. Another week of WWE Friday Hugs going on around the board. Let's start off with Raw.
Did he freeze?
No, I didn't freeze. If we had Gunther and Seth Rollins on Raw, they made a match official. We don't know from where, but it is what it is. We'll talk about that and more. On NXT, we had Keanu Carver defeating Jasper Troy in a match refereed by Mr. Josh Briggs. We'll talk about that and more. On Evolve, shout out to the Starboy himself having his first match and qualifying for a Evolve Championship match against Mr. Aaron Rourke. So we'll talk about that. It was an 8-man tag team match on TNA. The System and Order 4 versus Moose. What's the other guy? Moose, Leon Slater, Mike Santana, and I'm forgetting that fourth guy. Somebody help me out.
Trey Miguel.
Yep, Trey Miguel. Jeez, I couldn't think of his name. Thank you, BA. Well, thank you, Mr. Green. But that's TNA right there. Friday, we had SmackDown. Mystery Caller, Mr. Family Man himself ended up being Pat McAfee changing heel on Cody Rhodes and helping Randy Orton. So we'll talk about that. AAA, we had Miss Flammer herself, retaining her Reina de Reinas title at AAA. So we'll talk about that against Miss, I think it was Sussy was her name. We'll talk about that and more as well. And lastly, NXT had a PLE yesterday. I don't know if it's PLE technically because it was on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, you can go there and watch it absolutely free. But they had a PLE, and I'll read off the results as they happened. You had Soul Rika defeating Zarya. You had, what is this? What's that? Vanity Project retaining their tag team championship against Los Americanos. You had Miles Bourne retaining his North American championship against Johnny Gargano. We had, what was it? Actually, who did win that match? I didn't even see this first one. The
Miles Bourne.
No,
the latest one. Tatum.
So she got her belt back. Tatum. So
Yes.
Tatum Paxley retained her
Yes,
North American
Tatum
championship
won, yes.
against Blake Monroe. And lastly, we had Tony D'Angelo winning the NXT Championship in a fatal four-way match against Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, and a former champion, Mr. Joe Hendry himself. So we'll get to that and more as well. But we'll start with Queen, actually. Go around the room and get your opinion. What were your highs and lows of this week's WWE product, babe? And what is your overall letter grade?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie to you. This week was kind of a rough watch. That's crazy because I felt like Raw was not terrible this week. We all know when we get into PLEs that it's kind of just time for us to set up for the big PLE, which is WrestleMania. So we on the road to WrestleMania. I don't know where Gunther came from in the equation. I wasn't looking for Gunther, but yet there he was. It was kind of really lackluster and underwhelming. I think is the best word for it. Um, whenever we do these PLEs or we build other PLEs, we want to see like surprises. We want to see stars. We want to see like maybe people we haven't seen in a while and want to see, or people that are or we are out injured that we have talked about and didn't know where they were. But no, we were just underwhelmed by just seeing Gunther. So now we got Gunther and Seth Rollins and WrestleMania. Yippee. I mean, the good part about Raw, though, is we got to see Oba and Brock kind of like, have some words back and forth. Brock came ready and dressed. He had his little drawers on, ready to do something. And then nothing happened. It was all right, though. Like, we kind of understood where that one was going, so it was fine. But the rest of the show, lackluster. Just lackluster, just disappointing. Like, who cares about, Cody and like who cares for real about what's going on with Cody and like in Roman. It's just, I'm sorry, I said Cody and Roman, Punk and Roman. Like right now, yeah, I was laughing, I was trying to chill. But like for real, it's kind of like nobody really cares. They tried to bring a lot of backstory of Punk and his relationship with the Anal family and the Fatu family and all that, and then like we're supposed to see, I guess, Jay step up because the last we left off 2 WrestleManias ago, Jay was supposed to be the guy. That was the whole setup with the Ulafalu, and that Roman was the OTC, but that Jay was next up. That was the whole thing. We watched it for a whole year, and then that just disappeared. And then we got MFT, so on and so forth. So I said, a bunch of other shit happened. I just didn't care. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't care. Move on. Boop. I'm going right to Tuesday. So Tuesday, is NXT, and we like it. Like I'm really gonna say that NXT was not as strong of a show for me originally, but it really grew on me, and that I'm actually really enjoying the way that they're putting on these shows. And Booker's my guy, so I don't never got anything negative to say about Booker. That's my dude, and like if he's ever involved, I'm going to love it. But we got to see a lot of folks that are being built up right now, like Counter Carver and a few other people. It was all right. Like the stage looked cool. The audience was really into it. I actually really want to go to a really intimate show like that. I think that'd be awesome. Like, look, the energy in there was good. Like everybody was really into it. Like I don't have anything negative to say about it. Like it was cool. It was a good setup for Stand and Deliver, which came on Saturday. So we can move on to Wednesday. Wednesday, as y'all know, we watch AEW in the actual Discord. If you're a subscriber, you can come watch for free because we show everything. But I watch Evolve so I can kind of like find out who's the new talent, who's up and coming. Because I know they have the WWE ID program, so a lot of the up and coming talent from ID come up to Evolve and then go from Evolve to like whatever the next brand may be for them. Some people, obviously, we know go to NXT. Some people run it at TNA, and some people get the fast track all the way up to the main brand. Anyways, Evolve, it was cool. I don't have no complaints. We got to see some new people come up. It I think the only downfall I would say for me is that a lot of these people are really super green. So it is sometimes kind of rough to watch these matches. You can tell that they're talking to each other and that they're really like it's not smooth yet, you know. So you get what you get. I like my Duke Cappuccino, you know, like other than that, you know, it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. You get to watch free on TV. You know what I mean? Like you get what you don't pay for. So moving on, we can go to Thursday, which is TNA. Now, I'm actually going to talk a little bit more about what. Oh shoot, this should have been T. I'll put it in the chat. I really was kind of disappointed with TNA this week. It actually is usually one of the better shows for me, but I do feel like it was lacking this week. You know, Leon Slater's my guy. There's a lot of people on there that I really enjoyed, but I just felt like there was nothing on it that really made me. I started trying to fall asleep. Like that's how it was for TNA this week for me. I think I was like laying in bed and trying to like do the show too at the same time. It was just, it was a little bit of a snooze fest. Moving on, we can go to Friday. Now, Friday is usually the high point of the week for me. So I'm going to talk about something positive first, and then I'm going to go right into all that negative shit. Trick. Trick is my guy. He is a microphone master. He has presence. He has aura. He is your superstar in a package. If you can't see that, you are a hater. Just flat. If you don't see it, you're a hater. So him and Lil Yachty came out. It was cool. Lil Yachty knew his place. He didn't try and overshadow Trick. He understood that he was the guest there. Unlike some of our other celebrity guests that we've had, I'm not going to say any names, Travis Scott, but he understood that he was a co-conspirator. He was a hype man. So it was cool. Like I found a little bit of backstories that I guess they do know each other previously before wrestling, and obviously we know Lil Yachty's a huge fan. Him and Ice Cube's son. They both are always, you always are going to see them. So I do believe he's a genuine fan, and he showed that because he definitely didn't do a disservice to his presentation. He came out, hyped up Trick. Trick was talking all that. He stole Sammy Pyro. Like I was almost choking on my own spit when he did that in real life. I was like, he's not about to do that. Sammy was so excited. Like you just saw like the happiness leave Sammy's eyes. Like it was like all you heard was Trick's music start and it was over. He took that whole segment. I actually enjoy what they're doing with Sammy. I think they got something good here, and it's lightning in a bottle. Catch it. You know what I mean? I'm curious more about what's going to go on with Mello because him and Mello had a match. Mello he don't got his title back. Spoiler alert, he don't got it back. So that is what it is right now. Jade, she looked like Big Bird out there, but it was cool. She was fly. I know there was a lot of negative people talking about how they felt that segment went with Rhea and Meechin and them, but I thought it was great. At the end of the day, like I think Jade has found a nice position, like a nice niche for her, just like how Naomi found the warning. I think Jade is carving out a nice place for her and for her alone. I think she's got it. They just need to stay the fuck out of her way. Like that's what they need to stop. And Rhea, she a crybaby. Who cares? Anyways, moving on from her. Let's get to. Oh wait. Another positive. I'm enjoying the Damien and our truth thing. That's cool. Let's keep that going. Negatives. Who the fuck on this planet expected to see Pat McAfee or wanted to see Pat McAfee? No fucking body. Okay? Nobody. I can't believe, like when I heard his voice, I said, no, they're not gonna make him the man on the phone. They're not gonna do this. They're not gonna just completely bomb this whole hot segment that they were building up and put Pat McAfee, who got beat by Gunther, that Pat McAfee, the one that walked away and said he was burnt out, Pat McAfee. You brought him back for this shit? And I love Randy. So this was just like, this was a disservice to Randy. Why did you put Randy in a segment with Pat McAfee? Nobody wanted to see Pat McAfee.
What's his name again?
Pat McAfee.
I love it.
Like
Keep
the
going.
fuck? It's such a disappointment. Like it really like again underwhelming. Like you had like it was like the box all over again, y'all. It was like oh man, who want me to box? Oh man, could it be I don't know? Could it be Ted DiBiase on the phone? Could it be Stephanie McMahon on the phone? Oh I don't know. There's a bunch of people that are in wrestling families. They could have got I don't know The Rock. They could have got anybody. So when it was Pat McAfee, I literally like at that point I said this is about to be a bad SmackDown, y'all. I looked at King. I said, this is about to not be a good SmackDown. We done started on this bullshit. We watched, I guess, Cody be a cuckold or something. He was getting like beat down in the ring and like crying or something. I don't know what's going on with that. That's starting to lose its luster. Like I'm actually kind of getting tired of that. Like I know they're trying to do something here, and I'm hoping that it works because Cody did have like I guess his attempt at a pipe bomb, and it did get a lot of traction online. I guess that can be part of our tea for today. But he was speaking some real shit. So you could tell again, Cody is somebody that, unlike a lot of wrestlers that try to ignore what's said about him online, he is very, very aware. Hi, Cody. We know you follow the channel. He's very aware about what's said about him online. He's very aware about what different, not just content creators, but just fans are saying about him. So he does try to react and pivot and try to direct based on those things. And I do believe that there was a lot of truth in them trying to essentially cap him. Like you can't do this, you can't do that. We don't want you to do that. The shareholders want you to do that. I believe all of that. Like I actually do believe all that. I do believe for a moment he was talking from the heart for a second. Like it was really like this is what grinds my gears. You really want to talk about it. This is what grinds my gears. So I actually I do give him kudos on that. He did in a way really get my attention again back to the segment. But as I said, that Pat McAfee shit, him them sunglasses, them tight ass pants, that ugly ass belt. Like, bro, look at him on the picture. If you aren't watching, you on Spotify or something, he like a damn fool. He got like I think a hole in his knee and shit. Like he's definitely showing that he's old as shit. His shirt look all young on him. It is not like long enough for his body. Like he a hot ass mess. His hot ass mess should have went right back over to his show and sat behind his little desk. We ain't need him out here. Ain't nobody was checking on him. He bombed that whole shit. Now I don't even care. Like he ruined that. Like I can't express how much he just fucked that up. Like it's just like why? It's like Triple H, what are you doing? I know that you got people that Bobby Monsoon already says that you got a lot of debt going around over there. I heard it's like $3 billion. Like I understand, but this ain't gonna pull us in. You pulling back ESPN in. You're not pulling the fans back in though. We don't want that shit. We were really cool with Pat McAfee being gone. He kind of was a whack ass commentator if y'all really want the truth about it. Like he was kind of phony. Like he didn't bring anything to the commentating. He didn't bring anything to the like. It wasn't like, oh man, I miss Pat. No, it was really like, oh man, I'm so glad Pat's gone. That's how everybody felt. But yeah, as I said, SmackDown. Damn, it was a disappointment. That's my show. That's usually Trick Down. And Trick, like that he excelled at the assignment as always, but it wasn't strong enough to bring my like grade up for the week, unfortunately, because the beginning of the week was so like phony. Moving on. We can hit Saturday. Saturday was a double decker for me. So we had Stand and Deliver and we had AAA Lucha Libre Worldwide. So Stand and Deliver, it was cool. Again, like NXT, like Shawn Michaels over there killing it. So, like straight up, he had Sexy Red out there. They was all doing their thing. I was like, oh, okay, go ahead, Shawn. You still sexy, boy. Okay, I see you. I see you. Like like at the end of the day, we know he still screwed Brett. Okay. But for a moment, I was like, okay, he tried to keep his, finger on the pulse of the culture. He understands. Like, he's not like Triple H going and getting Pat McAfee. He went and got like a celebrity that, like, at the end of the day, love her or hate her, she is right now. There's attention on her. She's from St. Louis. Like, you could have got Nelly though, for real, or like the St. Lunatics. Where's Murphy Lee? I don't know. Where's Murphy Lee at? But anyways, back to the actual Stand and Deliver. So as I said, nothing really negative to say. A few questions though. So why is what's his face over there from what is he from Raw? Johnny Gargano? Whichever show he from.
SmackDown.
Why is he over there? Why is he over there fucking their shit up? So I don't like that. So it's kind of like I understand with the Joe Hendry shit. Like, I kind of understand a little bit. They were doing like a separate thing because they understand they could merchandise with him. That's really the reality with Joe Hendry. They wanted to put him on a big boy brand because he merchandising crazy. But I don't understand why they brought him down to fight Miles Bourne. Like it was kind of like I do get it. Yeah, y'all trying to revamp him, but those are those moments where you're taking spaces away from people that like really need to get on, like from talent that's really like blossoming or trying to build themselves up. And he already on a big brand. So why is he there? Like he wasn't really there as a draw because who was really going to watch that just to watch him? Huh? Nobody. Nobody. So moving on from that, you know, the goth girl and the other girl, you know, they all right. Like again, no complaints. Like at the end of the day, it's not my cup of tea, but they didn't really do anything exceptionally terrible or botchy for me to really like talk about. Like the little 8 tag thing was actually kind of cool. It was just a lot of people and trying to remember a lot of names. That was like my only problem, was trying to remember who's involved with who. Those are the moments where I got to actually like go online and look at the match card so I can remember who all is there. Oh yeah, and then we have Sol Ruka and the Zarya thing. That was a lackluster kind of, I guess, pivot. Not pivot. That was kind of a lackluster way to move their feud, because their feud was getting hot. But actually, it's kind of like the Rhea and Jade thing. Sol was getting drowned out because Zarya is good on the mic. Like Zarya got accent and stuff, but Zarya be killing it. Like the crowd be really like receptive to her, whereas they'll be booing Sol. Soul, the same girl was just on Royal Rumble, like on PLE, like with the big boys and big girls a few months ago. Like, and Soul, like now she's starting to look really like a one-trick pony, like flat out. Like at the end of the day, a lot of times it feels like she does like a few flips and shit, and then does like a few soul snatches in the match over. Like she just be flip, flip, flip. Like that's how I feel a little bit like Tiffany Stratton. Flip, flip, flips. Like all you do is fucking flip. Like, do you do anything else? You just do flips. That's all you do. You ain't be doing dives or nothing. Nah, I just be flipping all the time for real. Like that's all she be doing. Like, and they're always like and the thing too is that some of her shit be dangerous. So it's like it's not worth the payoff for you to be doing shit that's that dangerous, and it's not even looking like that fire. Like if it's fire, that's like okay, I understand why you risking your life for this. That's like an awesome spot. But she be like risking her life for some shit that don't even look good. So that's that. Yeah, stand and deliver was stand and delivery. You know what I mean? They stood and they delivered. You know, like I had no complaints. Moving on to my favorite part of the week that I never knew was going to be the favorite part of the week. Triple in the words of Chelsea Green. Triple I. So we got Flammer. She a 900-day champ of the Reina de Reinas. Okay, like she is part of Los Toxicas, and they're like basically out there kicking ass. Like they just her and like 2 other chicks, they be doing their thing, and they do traditional masking. So like I can tell why they get a lot of love, because they really like they have adjusted to the tradition of lucha libre, but have also kept their little spin on it for like, you know, not just the times, but also for the fact that they're ladies. So they just be out there just, you know, being sexy and doing all the other stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the stand and deliver thing. Then Lola Vice is out there twerking with Sexy Red. I forgot about that. Like I was like, okay, Lola, I know you've been waiting for that moment and you enjoyed yourself. Anyways, back to AAA real quick. So that was straight. It was definitely one of them nights where I feel like it needed at least one more match, or a match with some more people I really cared about. So it was really kind of like a what's the word? It was just kind of like showing off just talent. So they were showing off international talent last night. So it was like they had some Japanese folks, they had the Europe folks, and then they had Europe and the UK be separate. So like the UK people were their own team and stuff like that. And then they had Puerto Rico and stuff. So that was kind of cool. Like I got to see some people I had never seen before, and then I got to see like people that maybe I didn't care to see, like, you know, Fraxium, but they were on opposite teams. Like the one dude, Axiom, was on his team, and then the other dude was on I think the other team. And then you also got to see like Ilya LaFleur and stuff like that. So you got to see like a few people that you don't always get to see, and that you kind of forget, oh yeah, they are like an international talent. Damn, they need a little bit more love. So I do feel like the night was definitely built to show love to the international talent. So in that regard, I don't have no complaints, but it definitely wasn't like a storyline night. Like little parts of it were at the beginning when they were trying to kind of tell more about the El Grande thing, and like Dominic coming up and effing everything up, and then OG El Grande effing up El Grande, like all those El Grandes. Whew. But it was still watchable. It was still a decent, episode. And I always look forward to AAA because despite the fact that sometimes there's a little bit of a language barrier, the stories are strong. And I don't even know a lot of these people. And a lot of people have been wrestling for years, and they got like deep canon stories that have followed them for a long ass time that I don't know about, but I'm learning about. And like they're doing a good job of conveying that. And sometimes, Rey Mysterio be not a great translator, but he does the best that he can, I guess. All respect to Ray. Like sometimes I'd be like, Ray, I'd rather just hear the Spanish and read the subtitles than you try and explain what's going on, because you're not doing it. You fumbling your words. Like, come on, Ray. Other than that, Penta's killing it over there. He's still defending his IC championship that he got from Dom, and like he's defending it on all brands. So he's defending on AAA and he's defending it on the regular brand. So as I said, AAA be hot, it be fire. I always love it. No complaints. So here's where we come to the grade, though. Now, even though a lot of the stuff in between the week was cool, and I was rocking with it, that Monday and that Friday were rough. And Friday usually like pulls the grade up for me, even if it's a rough Raw. But it was damn, I hate to say it, but it was another D week for me. Sorry, guys.
Looks like Cuz might be agreeing with you, Queen. It's another D week, but all right, man. We starting off with a D pause. BA. We're gonna go around to you next, bro. I'm sorry, Mr. Green. I'm gonna get it eventually. What were your highs and lows this week? WWE product, bro, and what's your overall letter grade?
Highs and lows overall letter grade. Let's start with Monday. I liked Stephanie McMahon coming out. That's an extreme high for me. Not because it's Stephanie McMahon. It's just because it was refreshing to hear, especially a woman, give a great promo. And that's what Stephanie did. She delivered. Cody fired right back at her. Even brought up the fathers of both, and it was interesting. And it's believable because Stephanie been around so long. So yeah, when she said that she was sitting right there, whatever, in MSG or New York, whatever they was at, like you believed it. You believed every second of it. And that's what's important. And like I said, Stephanie just delivered a great promo, and I missed that. I miss hearing that. I forgot how that made the show more seamless when you had people that can actually deliver great promos from start, middle, and to end it. So, great job opening. As we got along, the tag match was cool. I think it was a matter of time. I didn't know when it was going to pull the trigger, but the vision has it now. It's I think they're going to take more advantage of having the tag team titles, especially Logan Paul. You'll see other wrestlers do this, other entertainers do this. They will incorporate. Jade does this. Naomi famously did this. They will incorporate, Instagram, social media itself. They will incorporate that within their title holdings and things like that to keep you interested, even when you're not watching wrestling. And Logan Paul, shout out to Austin Theory. You're about to get so many more compliments in your life because you're next to Logan Paul and what the things that Logan Paul does. So when Logan Paul makes that call, yo, meet me at such and such, you best meet him at such and such because you're going to get full advantage of whatever it is that Logan Paul brings. Unfortunately, you might not agree with his lifestyle. I definitely don't agree with his personal lifestyle. But at the end of the day, when it comes to wrestling and entertainment, he's going to make the brand itself look actually kind of entertaining. And he's already started to do that. The vacation trip they took and everything like that. That was actually slightly enjoyable to see. So I have no issues with them holding the title for a little bit. Penta beat Kofi. Like I said, that's not necessarily a shocker. But what I want to see is the ladder match that's supposed to be happening. You're hearing rumors that it could be someone else joining from maybe AAA, maybe another organization or whatever, SmackDown maybe. But I will like Kofi to be in this match. I think it's a travesty that he's not already in the match. But I get it, right? That he just had a title shot, right? I understand. But I think he needs to find a way to get in the match. And I will love, this is predicting, 2 weeks out, I will love Kofi to sacrifice a position of some kind in order for Javon to win the IC title. That's how you get that backstage thing that they're doing, the camaraderie that they're trying to build, the fact that he's trying to sell Javon on joining his team or whatever the case may be. That's a shot in the arm for that. And that way we get Javon winning the championship amongst all those other people that's in it. So that's just a wishful thinking, fingers crossed early on. Tag match, not really too worried about it. I figured that was going to end the way it ended. Raquel, not too worried about that. Shout out to EO. Looked like you came back on SmackDown, but you took a shot. Shorty, you landed right on your head. I guess you didn't hurt yourself. Boy, you gotta be careful with some of those moves, man. You know what? You know what happens if you actually wrestled more. You probably wouldn't even make that mistake. So you need to talk to creative and say, "Look, man, I need to keep the reps up." You know what I'm saying? So that's what happens when it came to that. And I think no one cared that Roxanne came back. I'm just gonna throw that out there. No one gave a shit about Roxanne. But we like Roxanne, just no one cared about you. There was no big surprise there or nothing like that. But shout out to Roxanne. Hopefully you come back to. Hopefully you actually have a storyline and not just be a part of the Judgment Day. So let's see what happens with that. Gunther, why is this important? Gunther came out of nowhere, so this is the other person that just came out of I don't understand the feud between Seth and Paul Heyman. I know they're trying to patch things together at the last second and all this other stuff, but I just don't understand it. So one, Brock comes out because obviously you beat up Paul. Brock comes out, then Oba comes out, but he went straight to Brock. So I was wondering what Seth was going to say anything about that. Said absolutely nothing. Said absolutely nothing whatsoever. I don't. Why do you got to keep hitting Paul Heyman from the backside? Why? You are a wrestler. He is a goddamn manager. Why are you showing up behind Paul's again and attacking him? Just come out and beat him. Just fight him. Like what are we? Why are you going? I digress. So we're gonna keep moving. Brock and Oba, right? That was people was mad because they didn't fight. But when you see Roman and CM Punk fighting every week, when you see Randy and Cody fight every week, it's getting a bit stale, just a bit. It's getting a bit. We'd rather just see the match now. They are doing whatever they can to prolong them going blow for blow in a sense. And you can tell the anticipation. You can cut it with a knife. It's not that many times you can get a holy ish chant from. And they didn't even fight. Like they were just staring eye to eye, and you heard the holy ish joint. So that was interesting. The fact that that's how popular this match is. And I know King brought it up to me, and I know it's starting to get out there. Should this be the main event? I still want to have title prestige, but god damn it, I'm not mad if they do it. I'm not mad if they do it. But with that being said, I think it's more to that Gunther thing. I know people saying that he could be the new faction leader, or things could change in that direction. I will say what actually happened. What actually happened is Bronson Reed, the injured Bronson Reed, he did post a picture of him and Gunther back in the indie days of wherever they was at. Back when Gunther was probably about 75 pounds heavier. And he posted a picture of them two together. So they was sitting by the ringside. He did that like a day or two before Gunther came out and attacked Seth. So it could be something there. Why else would he just randomly post this picture out of nowhere? Like, what I'm saying? Like, why are you picking Gunther out of all people? So that tells you it's a little smoke there. When there's smoke, it could be fire. All right, we're going to keep moving. NXT was great. Once again, NXT is doing what it's supposed to do. 6-man tag. Mike Santana actually he showed pretty face. He showed pretty good here. I had no problems with Mike Santana with OTM. Defeating the other two dudes. Like I had no issues with that. That was pretty well done. One of the main highlights, Jada Parker beat Kalani, but that was greatly done. That was. I'm gonna get a pause for a second. Sorry about that. But yeah, Jada Parker did a thing. She came up with new music. They're still winning her. They're still trying to work the theme music, which is great. That means they're showing interest in her. And we always want to see what are they doing to keep you interested. She changed her finishing move, or she added to it. She has the, pretty much double choke slam in a sense, right? And it works. It works for her. It was very impactful. So she did a combination of that and the hip thrust that she does, and then she ended with the move. So I think she has it. I think she has a finisher, her finishing set, and that's what's important. So she has a set. Work a little bit on the theme. She's ready to get called up. Go ahead on, call up. And that's what we look for. Just making sure they get called up. Keanu Carver beats Jasper. It was a short match. we got some heavyweights. They don't want no long match, nothing like that. Nice and short. And then your boy Briggs came out and refereed, and he interfered at the end and all this stuff. It's all right. All right, we're gonna see each other next week. They're gonna fight next week. We see how that flows out. But I guarantee you, Briggs probably the one to get pinned. I'm just throwing it out there right now. Briggs is probably the one who's going to get pinned. Jasper ain't going to take two, and I doubt they let Kiana catch an early L like that. Kendall Gray and Lola Vice, that was great. It was once again a good match. The ending was very the tap out while I got the pin. It was cool. It was very clearly a setup to get the triple threat for Stand and Deliver, and I had no issues with that. I'm going to move forward when it comes to, I'm just going to move forward. I can talk about other stuff later. Evolve. You're getting new people, and I'm not going to go into detail until I see people that actually stands out. Starboy is one of those people. He has a great moveset. He's entertaining, but, he's like 5'2". He's going to be straight to the mid card. It is what it is. And it's okay. That's just him. He's an indie wrestler. So if he's new to you, he's on the indie circuit. So they're bringing in a lot of indie talent. It was two other guys that was in VIP when it comes to Evolve. They are indie guys. So we see what happens when they actually get that match. They should be fighting next week. So like I said, it's just I will be the first one to tell you that someone looks like, oh, this person has serious potential. I did not see that Wednesday. So we're gonna try again next Wednesday, but they are flooding us with new talent, and we see which one stands up. Clearly, like we say, the cream rise to the top.
Let me ask you something real quick, Mr. Green.
Sure.
This is a question I don't know that you might know. Do you know how many wrestlers they usually have around Evolve at one time?
I guess before the recent call-ups and stuff, you had about 5 to 7 from ID. You had about 5 to 7 from PC. So yeah, it's about 15, and then you had your other somewhat indie talents around. So it's maybe about 20 to 30 people on that roster.
20 to 30, okay. I just wanted to know.
Thank you. And it's just people that get that. It might be people that sign that don't get no time. I'm just saying people that I see, because they had multiple PC versus ID matches and things like that, and it was about 5 to 7 of them every week in a sense. So yeah, that's about right. About 30. I can give you official joint later on, but yeah, about 30 just by looking at it. The main thing to me was the women's championship, because they're going to have a championship gauntlet match for the women's title. It was Nikita Lyons, Wendy True, Callie, and a couple of us. PJ Voss is one of them. This was a very entertaining match. This match, to me, stole the whole entire night when it comes to Evolve. I'm not looking too much when it comes to Evolve. With that being said, I'm not trying to be long with it. But throughout some of the earlier matches, even these indie people that's supposed to have indie background, the crowd was dull. It's only like 15 people in the crowd. You got to find a way to get the crowd involved. And the women did a great job of that. You got to talk to the crowd, look at the crowd, pump the crowd up and things like that. These guys was just wrestling. Like they was literally in the performance center when there's no one else around, and they were just wrestling. You can't do that when you have an audience. And that's some of the things that you kind of see right now. These women are ready. Nikita, PJ Vasa, Callie Armstrong, shout out to Callie. She's getting her jump up to NXT officially. The only one on Stand and Deliver that said that they're going to the next joint. So they're definitely putting investment into her. But she stole the show to me. She had this one move when she jumped, like literally walked up the corner from the middle of the ring, ran to the corner, did like 3 steps, got to the top rope, and then turned around and then did a body splash onto like 4 or 5 women. That was highly impressive to pull that out in a match like that. So PJ Boxer won. She should have won. She's actually a very talented Samoan, but Callie stole the show, and clearly she took that L because she's out of there. So it's all good for me. Let's move forward. TNA. Look, man, it's all about this 8-man tag thing that was happening. I've heard it all. I've seen the intros and stuff like that. You had everybody coming out saying what they needed to say and everything like that. Mike Santana, homeboy, look here. I don't like for you to take credit that you beat somebody and you kick them to knock them out. I don't like that. That threw me off 100%. He should just he was trying to up himself versus the system guy that he was talking to. But at the end of the day, I don't like that. Don't big that up. You could have just clearly just kept going amongst your other successes that you had.
He should have pumped him up and said, you know, I'll see you again once you get better. You feel me? Like something like that, like we gonna finish this or something like that. Like, yeah.
He was another victim of yours. Like, wait a second, bro. Like, yo, that didn't even end right. That wasn't scripted, my guy. So there's that, right? So that was probably the only negative that I had for that initial encounter. And then the match itself was very entertaining, high flying. People just doing their moves out of nowhere, very old school WWE-ish. You know, everybody just doing their move set at the last second. And it was great. It was great. You had one dude do Mustafa did his full 50 joint, whatever his move is, and then Leon Slater did his joint. I was like, yo, slow down. It's too much going on. But what a way to end it. That was great. And that was about it for that. Let's move forward for SmackDown. SmackDown. Damian Priest and R-Truth defended the titles against Kit and Miz. And I'm sorry, I don't like this, guys. I don't like the Danhausen angle here. If you was going to have this match, if you was going to end the match the way you was going to end it, and those that don't know, because we're here to watch, so you don't have to watch every goddamn show that's out there. It ended how it ended. Danhausen put a curse. The referee kind of jumped. Well, Miz pushed the referee in a way to catch said curse. Because Danhausen came out as a part of the tag that wanted to be a part of the tag, and Ron Truth tagged him in the ring because it's Ron. and as a result, when the finisher was happening, Miz delivered his finisher to R-Truth, 1, 2, and the referee got a cramp in his arm, and he couldn't do the 3. And then Damian Priest came in and his weapon time and destroyed him. So I think the problem is, if you was going to know that the match was going to end like that, just make it a non-title. Just everything could have played out the same exact way. Make it a non-title, and then boom, there you go. They can even fight again. I don't want to see it, but you can fight again next week or something like that. But the fact that you made that a title match, and this is what you're doing to your titles, it cheapens every title that you have. Like, we're trying to actually give respect to the tag title. This is an entertaining couple you have here. You don't let them win like that. That's trash to me. So you gotta do a better job, WWE, at this. You gotta do a better job creative this. Like I said, same thing could have happened. Non-title is entertainment. Cool, I'm entertained. Not for the title though. Rhea Ripley did some type of finishing move. This move absolutely is god awful. She did it. It was 1-on-1 versus Misha. This like a standing Texas Crowley. Just take 1 or 2 more steps and literally do a move. Like, it could be something special, but it don't look like it's too much going on. But it it's we are in this game, and Ren Sinclair from NXT has a more devastating submission than what I just saw here. Lola Vice has a better set of submission moves than what I saw. Kendall Gray has a better set of submission moves than what I saw from Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is the pro here. What are we doing? Like, what's going on? We got to reassess ourselves. If the rookies are coming in having better move sets than the person that's headlining WrestleMania for 7 straight years or whatever, how long she's been doing it. So that's just me. But yeah, the EO comes out, shakes off her concussion that she had and did a thing, which EO, homegirl, listen, look at, you might not understand this, but as a person of color, in which we all are, we understand when we getting shafted paws from other people. Baby girl, you are the one that's getting shafted right now from the creative team. They used you to bump up Rhea, and she's the one with the title shot. Where's yours? Where's your WrestleMania match? You're one of the best ones out there. Where's your match? You don't have one, do you? Oh, you gotta try to get one from her coattails. Oh, you got screwed, sweetheart. But it happens to us. You might not notice it, but it happens. This is what's happening right now. So hopefully you can swing that and actually you should probably turn heel after that. That would probably be a good thing. Go ahead on and join Oscar again and join Kyrie Sane, and then you might have something here. But until then, good luck to you, Short. Uncle Howdy beat Tom, and no one cares. Alice Black beat Matt Cardona, and no one cares. Let's talk about Pat. You know what? Queen said everything about Pat McAfee. I ain't got nothing to add, nothing to say. She even said Pat McAfee better than I can say Pat McAfee. So there's nothing that I'm going to add to that other than I'm gonna say if there's one last straw of one last like just slimmer of hope is he's representing somebody else that might be on some type of board or something like that could be a part of the TKO board that's not making these weekly appearances, and it could be something that he can do within his movies or something. That's my last hope. I got nothing else because it's absolutely garbage. And like I said, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. She was 100% right. And then you got me and Cody came out there and did, what Kit Wilson do to you, Cody? Cody, you didn't have to do that to Kit Wilson. That was very toxic, Cody. The bad fact to be taught that. I'm going to be honest with you. So I expect Kit Wilson to approach Cody come Friday and say you are toxic. And matter of fact, he won't add Danhausen with you so he can curse Cody on top of it. That's what I need to see. None of that's going to happen, and that's entertaining. Golly. Let's talk about Trick for a second, man. Look, man, when you don't see Pyro anymore, because we don't get Pyro like that. We used to get Pyro all the time. That's one thing they took out. So it does make you look twice when you do see it. Like, oh, that's a Pyro. To steal someone else's Pyro and you didn't even fight him yet is one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. So shout out to Trick that did that. So I guess they have an issue with celebrities, right? That's what everybody's talking. It's got celebrity issues, right? So what are we talking about here? So we got Jelly Roll that's a part of this joint. We got I Show Speed. I Show Speed showed up on Monday, knocked out LA. Did social media, right? That one clip of LA Knight throwing Speed into his own camera is probably one of the got more views than anything on Raw. You got I Show Speed. You got who else? You got Pat McAfee now again, and now here you go with Lil Yachty. Out of all of them, the first time I see him, Lil Yachty performed very well. He performed very well flowing with Trick. If Trick says they was friends since White Walls on the Cadillac, that's a long time. So if they was really friends, you could tell that this is not fake. Their ad libs and things like that was on point. I was surprised. I was like, did they this has gone on too long for them to really sit back and practice all of this. So I appreciate that. So if we had an issue with Travis Scott, their answer was to add more celebrities, and this is what you got. But at least I guess these people actually care about wrestling. When Lil Yachty came out and said, yo, I'm there, I watch every Monday and Fridays and stuff. Every time they go around Georgia, Lil Yachty sitting down there in the front row, damn near every time. So I believe him when he says that. I was saying he's a fanboy. I was wondering when he was ever going to make the trip to actually get inside of the ring. It took Trick to do it. So I have no problems with Lil Yachty. I'm not even a fan of his music, but he in there though. I respect him because he's actually he's paying dues. But yeah, the whole Carmelo, bro, I tried, man. I said I ain't want you being part of the triple threat match. I didn't want you to be a part of this no more. Brother, you should have just walked away. And I think they used you. I think they used you to play just try to placate to the fans a little bit, and now you got 2 losses back to back, and they're both from Sammy. And this one was clean, bro. I don't like it. I don't like what they're doing to your character. And like I said, turn heel and just screw them off. That's what you need to do. You got somebody else that's big and has black paws and that's not doing a goddamn thing. Go get Royce Keys, get him from production, because all he does is dark matches and set up the ring, or he could be in dressed in all black wearing a mask.
Let him be your new Trick against Trick.
I say let him be your bodyguard. Let him be your muscle.
That's what I meant as far as your guy behind you. I just say as far as your guy beside you.
Right. Oh, okay. So you referring back to NXT. That was an NXT reference. Got you.
Yes, NXT back in the day. Yes.
Exactly. Same exact way. Let him be that. So because when I see, bro, you are a slender dude to Sami Zayn. That's you are a slender guy, my guy. So it was hard for me to believe that you even belong on a championship level. You have a skill set to belong there, but you don't look like you belong on that championship level, especially with the promo that Pat gave out. So it could be a shift in that. So you're going to need some muscle to go along with you. Talk to Royce. He's not doing a damn thing. Like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Talk to him. But yeah, just that was it for that. So shout out to Trick, man. Trick, once again, every segment I get from Trick, I'm not disappointed for the most part. And this is once again stole that guy Pride Row. I apologize. Stole his Pride Row. Stole his Pride. We're gonna edit that out. Because it was so cold blooded, bro. Let's go to the AAA. I did not see AAA. I will watch it, but I did not because I want to keep up with it. But Stand and Deliver for me. Stand and Deliver. Once again, awesome joint. Way to continue everything on and to have finish. That's the thing with NXT. They have rivalries and it ends, and then we go to the next thing. Whichever lane that is, something happens and it has a finish. You have LA Knight still fighting the Vision for almost a whole how long? A year more? Like it's no ending. It's still no ending in sight. That's a problem. You feel me? NXT has start, finish, next. Now, with that being said, Sol Ruka and Zarya, great match. It was a great wrestling match. I wanted a WWE style match. I wanted a main roster style match. I wanted a little bit more of a brawl. I didn't get that. I wanted brawling. I wanted more of that because it was supposed to have been this personal feud. So I got a wrestling match. I didn't really want that, but I get it. It wasn't bad. I don't even mind that Sol Ruka one. Zarya didn't look bad in it, so that's all that matters. Joe Hendry dropped the title because Tony D'Angelo took about 5-minute breaks on the side. If you watch that joint, it was Tony. I was like, where the hell Tony go? Tony was just out. So he was clearly the freshest one with that kind of a match. But Ethan Page and Ricky Saints had some of the best chemistry I've ever seen in wrestling, and they haven't even been together that long. The way they carried that gimmick out throughout the match, they didn't overdo it, and they turned at the right time, and they both got knocked out at the same time. That was beautifully done. So they want to continue that. They definitely can continue that. If they want to call them up, they can call them up. Either way, however which way you want to go, they performed the way they were supposed to perform. Shout out to them two dudes. The Johnny Gargano. Johnny came back because they had absolutely nothing to do with him when it came to SmackDown. They had absolutely nothing to do with his creative whatsoever. So they threw him a bone, gave him some love in NXT because that's probably where he was at his best in NXT. To no fault of his. This is more of a creative thing. So Miles Bourne, that's a good victory to have in your early title reign to beat someone in NXT. So remember, his NXT record came back up. So he beat the 2-time North American champion and all that stuff. So that was good for Miles Bourne to use that and to keep progressing. Then Deion Lennox came out. I like to see him and Deion Lennox continue their little on again, off again rivalry. I had no issues with that. Then you're starting to see a little crack in the Dark State Foundation. King, you told this, so I'll give you respect for this. But in order for Dion to take that next level, to become a North American champion, to become champion, you need to separate yourself from Dark State. You need to go against Dark State, get them dudes out of here, just like Tony D'Angelo did. And you saw what happened. He went straight to the championship. That's a faction you're supposed to split eventually to get rid of. So I'm waiting on that. I think it's starting to happen, but we still got to wait a little bit. Tatum and Blake, great match. Tatum, Blake, she should be on the main roster. I don't know why she's not yet. But Tatum showing me week in, week out. She's better than what I thought she was. And she can perform. Her in-ring ability is pretty good. But they had this one moment where it was similar to like Brock Lesnar and Undertaker, when they kind of just looked at each other and then they started kicking each other out of nowhere with like crazy looks. That's a good moment. I had no issues with that. And Tatum got the victory. Cool. Blake, she's still gonna be around. Hey, whatever she does, that if she continues to go for the belt or she tries to finagle her way to the championship match, which will be Lola Vice now, because they performed extremely well to open the show. Lola Vice, Jessie Jane, you took an L. Looks like you're gonna get promoted. You headlined Stand and Deliver for four years in a row. You was the champion. You was in the championship picture. It's time for you to go. It's time for you to go. I don't know where you're going to go in the main roster. This is the problem. Like you and Fatal Influence or whatever, that's a thing. That whole thing can't go to the next main roster. They not taking everybody. They just taking one.
They got to send that as to Raw, bro. She got to be over there with Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan and all. They better not send her to SmackDown. It's a wrap. Yeah. Even with that, I think she needs other people, or she needs to be a part of something. Now, I'm not saying put her in Judgment Day. Good Lord, it's enough. But she needs a faction, and she needs to play off of that. I don't know what you're gonna do, but she needs to go because Lola Vice needs her time. And Kendall Gray is right around the corner, and other Kelly Armstrong showed I see you. It's a while, but I see you. So we got some things moving here. But when it came to this match, it ended great. That spinning backhand is a great finisher because it looks good. It looks like it hurts, and that's all. That's we're trying to sell things here. It looks good. So I had great match. It was a great tag match too. If you're not familiar with the Vanity Project, just keep watching. These are the preppy Spur Squad boys, and they are pretty good athletes. So they're fun to watch. They're fun to watch outside the ring as well. So it's just like it's not an in-ring thing. Trav, don't do that. Don't you do that, fraud. Don't do it. They are entertaining. Them three little white boys are just the white boys that you just like to hate when you was going to college. Like, you know what I mean? They I'm gonna leave you alone. And that opening match for the countdown, Birthright loss. They catch a lot of L's. That I don't care. I don't see successful out of any one of them, to be honest with you. So we'll see. They got the lineage on their side, and that's as far as they go. Their talent has to be better than what their name is. So we'll wait on that. And that's it for me. Overall, SmackDown was absolutely god awful. Let's say that. NXT was good. Stand and Deliver was good. I'm quite sure Triple A was good. I didn't watch it, but it didn't look. Just from the highlights and looking at it while Queen was going through it, that looked entertaining. Raw was cool. It was up and it was down. On the strength of the developmental system, we're gonna give it a C flat. But SmackDown was god awful. God awful. All right, so we got a D and a C. All right, Travis. What's your highs and lows of this week's WWE? What's your overall letter grade, bro?
All right, so I'm not going to be like too long-winded because this Queen of the Ring and Mr. Developmental made some points that I actually do agree with. Yeah. They're here on every point so far. So first of all, for Raw, look, I understand why Cody need to be on Raw anyway. Like, this is basically just a waste. Like, I'd rather would have had Stephanie on the phone with Randy than Pat McAfee being on the phone with Randy. It would have made sense because of what Randy actually said. Wrestling has more than one royal family. So this Pat McAfee thing is like, is this from out of nowhere? Like, it's dumb. It don't make no sense at all. That's garbage. Like, it's saying, man, Kofi and Jabbar, this segment backstage. They need to do something. Also too, BA. I mean, my fault, Mr. Developmental. That when you was talking about the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship, just before we started the show, I seen something that also too that Americano, Muy Grande Americano, he's actually trying to get into the ladder match as well too also. So maybe that's something to look out for within this week or whatever. So that might be cool.
It's another thing too. It's 5-man is weird for a ladder match.
Right. So another thing too. Now with this last edition of Raw, man, I was afraid that CM Punk was going to drive Roman on his head. Like, I don't know if y'all paid attention that closer to the powerbomb segment of the fight. Did y'all see what Jamie Noble had to grab Roman Reigns' leg just to try to help CM Punk try to hold up Roman Reigns like he's about to get ready to drop him? Like, that's crazy. And another thing too, this Gunther thing and Seth thing is like completely random. Like, Seth is just coming out from behind Paul and try to attack Paul Heyman. Like, we know that the masked man is you now. Like this, it's set. The only time I want to see the next Max whatever is hopefully when Braun Breaker comes back, and if he comes out in all black, that's cool. After that, this should be the end of this whole mask thing situation in general. Now for NXT was cool. It started off hot. Now I did enjoy the match with OTM and Mike Santana and Dark State. Now this is a cool match. Now I do think that OTM need to get some props because I think they should be the next tag team, not individuals. I'm talking a set tag team that need to get called up towards the main roster right now with all these gaps and people not being on the show right now. I allow the Street Profits. So maybe they're a decent placeholder. Now I got to get into my expertise. Mike Santana. Now this is your first mistake because you recovered totally on Thursday, bro. That frog splash that you did on Tuesday, bro, that was completely trash. 1,000% trash. Like, if I had to grade it or the curve so far, bro, it's like a 3.5. Like, bro, what is wrong with you? Now, Jada Parker got the dub, you know. Like, this is like BA said. I like the new move. Now, I think the name of that move is the whole Deja Vu. I think that's the name of it, followed by the Hypnotic or whatever. Now, also, I think, well, until they lost, but I think the Americanos was on a roll, like all three of them. So this was like, my moment was like, it was like, yo, I think these dudes could have had one on Saturday. Like, these were my favorites to win the Tag Team Championships right now. Like, when Americano fights Dom, whatever, you know, the next AAA event or whatever, I thought it makes sense, like, let at least all on have some type of title belt on and let her wear some gold, because right now, like, all three of them was on the roll eventually, but I think that's, you know, compared to my dislike I do of the Vanity Project, so, you know, I'm not a big fan of three of them, so that was cool. Now, Keanu Carver, Jasper Joy, man, I'm gonna book a T with this one, man. Josh Briggs, why did you have to ruin a match, man? You could have just let that slide a little bit, you know. But I understand, though, you know, it's setting up for this big triple threat match next week. That's cool and everything. I thought the segment in the ring, you know, when they was putting people through, Joe, Ricky, Ethan Page, and Tony, you know, they got put through the table and everything. So I thought that spot was pretty dope. That was pretty cool. Now for Evolve, I'm agreeing with you guys too. Like, these guys, like, right now, they're just there. I just need to see more of these guys. Now, I did see that Ricky Sosa gave this Dorian guy like a stamp of approval. Like, he actually posted them on his Instagram story with the whole Belgian flag and everything. So I figured they had crossed paths before. Now, I see too also that he's also doing like this Blue Thunder Bomb thing too. Also, I don't know if this is like a move for Belgian folks or this is their thing, or everybody in Belgium got to do like a Blue Thunder Bomb. Like maybe that's their cutter of some sort. But the highlight of the show really was the eliminator. The eliminator finding out who the last spot of the gauntlet match. Like I thought that was cool. I thought Callie was gonna pull it off, but congratulations to her getting called up to the main roster. I mean, not the main roster, but the NXT roster. We all work for the show, strive and get called up to the main roster. I don't have no problem with PJ winning. I'm a fan of PJ. Now, the Starboy guy, it's just there, Now, I don't think right now off the rip, I don't think they should have got a championship match, but I get it because he's trying to give opportunity to new guys and all that stuff. But I figured your first title defense should at least be somebody that's on the card right now that's established already. Maybe like a Cappuccino Jones or B.I. I know you're not a big fan of this guy, but Harlem Lewis, you're not liking a white guy with the name Harlem, but or even baby Cam. But
yeah, or even a Ricky Simpson.
He's trash. But anyway, now for TNA, now this match was the opening match was hot, out the gate. This joint had everything. Now I will say this, Mike, you did redeem yourself though, because when you got on Thursday, your frog splash was better. It was clean, You did the full off and everything like that. So basically, it was set up perfect. If you got an Xbox and you play, WWE and you press Y for your comeback move, it was totally clean, set up and everything. Now, I will say with TNA, now I know y'all probably don't care about this that much because y'all probably not nobody's favorite or anything, but so far, this girl named Tessa Blanchard, I'm becoming a fan of hers a little bit because she did a pretty good job this week, and I like her in-ring performance and everything. So this is one of my low-key type of favorites right now as far as the knockouts and everything.
Tessa Blanchard is a former TNA champion, male champion.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, she's the only woman that won the world championship. So that's one.
No, I didn't know.
Two, she's the son of Tully Blanchard, right, for the Four Horsemen and all that.
Right, that's what I was about to say. I know that she got lineage in her family. Because I think somebody said it when she was performing.
Three, she got in trouble though because they said she was calling some black lady the N-word and all that stuff back in the day when she was coming up. As far as that's why she got taken down and she never made the WWE and all that stuff because it had some backstage stuff. She was trying to go and bullying saying women should stay together, and then they got at her and said, "Well, what is that like you when you used to bully that black lady and all that stuff back in the day?" So
see, I didn't know. I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. I did not know that. But just from what I say so far, I made she looked like a good performance so far. And then another thing too,
she's nice as hell. That's why she won the one.
No, I'm saying she's nice. Yeah,
she won the world championship, but that's why she didn't go further.
And I don't have no problem with this feud that's building up between Ricky and Eric Young. I mean, I guess Eric Young is trying to no. Well, Eric Young, I guess he did the same thing with BDE as far as the new talent and everything, as far as the young guys and everything, trying to get the younger generation to try to hey, you want to respect me, this is my time, and if you take me, if you come underneath my wing, I can show you the ropes around here, and I can show you what's right and wrong and all that good stuff. So, for a good little second, for a good little while, huh?
Didn't Leon just beat him? I
think so.
So Leon, he had an issue with Leon, and he had an issue with BDE, right?
Yeah.
So now he got an issue with Ricky.
He the opposite of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it's the opposite though. I mean, it's not a real big issue, but I'm just saying, like right now, because I get it because he did it with the younger talent. So like right now, it just kind of makes sense. Like for me, it does. Anyway, man, let's get to SmackDown. First of all, when I talk about SmackDown, you guys, the chat and everybody, can we get some like emojis of like dollar signs, money bags, credit cards for Tama? Because I think Tama now is starting to realize like, yo, this Lana thing makes no sense because I just lost some money for it. And if we can get back to some championships, because I know if I get a championship of some sort, that's like a little bit of cash, extra cash in our pocket to recoup for some of the lost funds I just got. So we could take those same emojis and give them to Tama, start a little GoFundMe or whatever. But just like what Queen and Mr. Developmental said, man, this Pat McAfee thing is garbage. Like I would just rather be with Stephanie. Lil Yachty, I'm not a big fan of his music, but he didn't overstep trick in his boundaries or everything. He played the perfect position for it, being the background guy and everything. Now, this Danhausen was that R-Truth, Damian Priest, Kit, and Miz. Like the ending was like the highlight of the show for me. Like it was actually entertaining. Now I wish it wasn't for the championships because it'll still had that same, that value and everything. It's still entertaining factor, even if the championships wasn't involved. So that was cool. I mean, it still sucks that Melo's not having a match at WrestleMania. That sucks. Coming out trying to protect Rhea, then what's that? This Jade Meachhead and Rhea and all that stuff that, Rhea can't put nobody up in the razor's edge, and Meachhead had to, help her up and spring her feet from the middle rope, trying to protect Rhea from a so-called botch that she was about to get ready to do. Try to drop on her head, but it's okay. But SmackDown was just mid. But man, the highlight of the week, Saturday, man, Stand and Deliver. Like the storylines right now for Stand and Deliver is better just for that, but everything that's going on for WrestleMania. Like the card right now, the stories is better than WrestleMania, bro. Like I had no problem with Stand and Deliver. I love Stand and Deliver. Like all the matches and stuff are hot. Congratulations to Lola Vice finally getting her championship moment. Like she's a double champion. Nobody saying nothing about that, which is great. I'm looking forward to seeing her back at Triple H, defending the championship, Missy won and everything. So that's a little highlight right now. Tony D'Angelo put it out. He got the championship. So I think like now he's like I want to say last or almost the last guy from the 2.0 crew, that NXT group, to finally get the NXT World Championship. So this is his time, man. So if Joe Hendry had it for a second,
Grayson didn't get his though.
Oh no, Grayson.
Who didn't get theirs?
It wasn't Grayson Waller.
I thought he got his.
I don't think he did.
I thought it was somebody else. Well, all right. So anyway, so bad was that. Oh, so yeah, shout out Tony D'Angelo. He this is era. I said it like with the past few episodes when I was like, well, Oba left, who was going to be the next flock of guys that was going to come up and try to fight for that championship. And he was one of the guys that I named. Now, it sucks that Zarya lost. I mean, I thought Zarya did a good job. I thought she was going to, pull it off. I mean, I ain't had no problem. It took like three soul snatchers to, end it for her. But I think now, when I said about Soul last week about, her speaking and everything and, throwing a decent promo, I think that Soul is kind of like losing her aura a little bit. And I think that now the people are starting to get behind Zarya, and see, what Zarya can do. Like, Zarya's not a bad wrestler. Zarya's not bad. It's just that the key word is opportunity. And I feel like if Azari get more opportunity, I think like she could one day be a NXT champion, a women's champion. Now, AAA, man, I'm starting to look at it too, bro, about what you said last week as far as like with AAA, like breaking it down into like the hourly episodes, like you starting on hot and everything. I thought this was great. You started off hot. Now, I do want to say, I think that there was some Evolve guys was there too. The Dorian guy, that guy that was a VIP, the Tristan fella, like they on the show really. Like this is surprising. Like you just coming on to Evolve already, and you already on AAA. Like there's not main roster or anything like that, but you're on more than one show. You just made your the TV appearance on the TV, so I thought that was pretty cool. But for this week though, I know AAA and then NXT Stand and Deliver wasn't enough, but I gotta give this a D-. Pause.
Hey, so we got a D, a C, and a D-. All right. So y'all did an excellent job first and foremost, man. I'm gonna be more of a mediator today than a host because y'all basically touched on everything that happened. I'll just be saying the same thing y'all say. So I'm gonna say a little bit. I don't know why Gunther, you had to get him a match. So him and Seth Rollins ended up happening. There's no plan Bs. They just throw it together. Mania is setting up to be a great card as far as the look, but no storyline. So it is what it is. Shout out to Oba, man. Oba carrying the show, make that man the main event at one of those nights. These main events are trash as far as storyline, so they don't need to be the main event. It's okay if they open the show. NXT, it was a decent show. Not bad. Getting you ready. It was a go home show, but it was actually better than a normal go home show. I actually enjoyed it. It's probably one of my favorite shows of the week. Was probably just NXT in general, both the Tuesday show and the Saturday night PLE. So they did their thing, handled their business. One more thing I wanted to say, what you said, BA, about Ethan Page and Ricky Saints. They have tremendous chemistry, but I want to add on to. I think Ethan Page may be my favorite, like not include like Randy and all that stuff, because Randy's a legend, on a different level. But like current, I think Ethan Page is my favorite white guy, bro. Pause. As far as like in wrestling right now, Ethan Page don't just work with Ricky Saints though. Ethan Page got great chemistry with everybody. Like we talking about Chelsea Green over in the AAA. Like Ethan Page be running the show. This guy was doing a rap song back with Trick and all that stuff back in the day when he was going at it and all. So Ethan Page may be that dude. I mess with Ethan Page. But moving forward, Evolve was just showcasing new folks, getting Cali out of there. So shout out to that. Just, I guess you got to find out who's your next guy you're going to pick or next woman you're going to pick. That's what Evolve's doing right now, rotating the door, and you're like, who am I going to choose? My new character or whatever like that. So we're starting the game over again, and you got to pick and choose who you want now. They're about to pick new champions and that type of stuff. So it's just like, it's really developing right now, developing. So that is what it is. TNA 8-man tag match, one of the best matches I've seen in TNA since like this new TNA type era and all that stuff. Like that was incredible. That was a like match I would be fine with them if they came and put that match on WWE on SmackDown or something like that. People would have went crazy saying this is awesome and all that stuff. Like I think that was an incredible match, but it went downhill after that. I didn't really care about the TNA after that. Their champion was the opener again or something like that. So it was like, whoa, what's going on? And we done, and no Ricky Sosa. So they gotta get Ricky back on TV sooner rather than later. SmackDown was complete garbage. I don't even want to talk about this show, y'all. This SmackDown was one of the worst SmackDowns I've ever seen in my life. It's one of the worst just wrestling shows I've ever seen in my life. And like Queen said, we knew from the beginning. When Pat McAfee came out, I said, oh man, this about to be a horrible episode of SmackDown. Like you said, Travis, they could have made this simple. You could have exchanged. You could have switched Pat McAfee and Randy Orton in their roles on Monday and Friday, and everybody would have been fine. Just as simple as that. Everybody would have been like, okay, I understand.
That is.
Perfectly easy like that, but you didn't. Shout out to Cody coming back out, though, and actually talking back, because Pat McAfee was representing the way he was talking. He was representing obviously management like TKO and all, and the fans. Cody came back out basically representing himself and saying, "Hey, well, somebody got to take the brass, you feel me, ring and go against these guys and all. And I'm the one doing it, so it ain't nobody else." So I was like, "I feel you, Cody. Like, go ahead, man. Say it with your chest, bro." I mean, what Pat was saying was true, but you gotta defend yourself. So I appreciate it. And as I said, Cody Rhodes' little transformation has been awesome. People not paying attention to it. That's part of one of the most awesome long-term story tellings that Triple H has been doing for a while now, if it actually comes out to being what it's supposed to be. But I'm respecting Cody. Cody really changing up on us on the low, and I think it's awesome. Next, on Saturday, AAA, I didn't see much of it. I had to see replays and highlights, but it's AAA, man. AAA easy to get into. Go back and watch it. Saw these highlights and went into the matches. Shout out to my girl Flamer and holding on to that belt. That's gonna be a crazy moment when she loses that now knowing she damn near 1,000-day champion and all of that. That's crazy. And they're actually promoting it. That's awesome. Their championship means something. Shout out to Penta defending the IC championship next week or whatever before WrestleMania. So he'll get that done in AAA against Vikingo, who should probably be in the ladder match as well. But that'll be cool. Who knows if Penta goes further than that as the champion, but we'll see. And yeah, that was basically it, man. As far as AAA, it did what it had to do in a little bit of time. Stand and Deliver, another awesome Stand and Deliver by NXT. But what did you expect? It's NXT's WrestleMania. They deliver. They are ran by Mr. WrestleMania, allegedly. So yeah, what do you expect? I wanted Zarya to win. Awesome match, though. I understand what you're saying, BA. It should have been more of a brawl to end the rivalry, like to be that Hell in the Cell, but not even that. You don't go that far, but you feel what I'm saying? Like just end the rivalry to say, "Hey, I beat your ass. You're done. You can't get up anymore. It's over." They should have did that. But as far as showing their abilities in the ring, though, they both showed off. Zarya as well. Wish she'd have won. She took 3 soul snatches, one on the outside, like ramp and all that, old school WCW ramp. So that was pretty cool. Shout out to Sexy Red being there doing that dance and all. He won a bench for the bed or whatever with what's the name, Shawn Michaels and all. I thought that was pretty cool that Shawn Michaels loves her or whatever. So the men's match last. The tag team match is pretty cool. Los Americanos and all that stuff. They're both former NXT guys, so I mean they're back down there doing what they do in their environment and showing off and all. Same thing with Johnny G. Neither one-on-one. They weren't there to win, but it was to highlight the next people and showcase that they were actually something back in NXT. So the next person, them beating them. I mean, truthfully, this is establishing them as a jobber, but it just gave them something to do and made them look awesome back in their element of what they were. So it brought them back down. So it's like taking your ranking down some, but you're back in a smaller, put you back in a smaller pond. That's what they did. Throw them back in a smaller pond and say, "Hey, you used to be a big fish back here. Go do what you do again." The ladies match between, I didn't see all of it. That's crazy. But I didn't feel like they were doing the issues between Tatum Paxley and Blake Monroe. The women's match, though, the championship match, which I don't think is on the screen right now, between JC Jane, Lola Vice. Congratulations to Lola. Like you said, Travis being a now double champion at the same time. She finally got a championship and all. I think Lola is going. I told you guys, her fighting style, her size, the way she looks, she's I don't want to say she can't be a world champion, but she's a definite mid-card. Like she's the definition of a mid-card fighter, that type of champion and all that.
She's the first Cuban American too.
Yep, first Cuban American to be that just in general. So shout out to that. And then lastly, the men's. I knew it was going to come down to either Tony D'Angelo or Joe Hendry. I didn't know if they wanted to keep the title on Joe Hendry, or if his era was just done already as far as that giving him the title and let him have it. Obviously, it is. Great matches, great developmental. My only gripe, I talked to BA about this. Mr. Developmental or Heavy Developmental, Mr. Green, earlier. I don't see anybody right now in developmental that's the next star, or not even the next, but just the next that's going to be fighting for world heavyweight championships. Or
you respond by saying star, bro. Like if you're fighting for a championship, you're a star of some kind.
You're mainly a star. So I don't see it. I don't want to say not gonna be stars right though. You feel me? Like it's not that you feel me? People say you say not gonna be a star. Like Danhausen can be a star. Technically, some people, you feel me? But R-Truth's a star of the show, but he's not. But yes, to be that star of what we saying them, the superstars. Hell, we compare it to like basketball and all that stuff. You feel me? Those guys. Old women, I don't even know if they're around. I don't know if Sol Ruke is that. Like Sol Ruke is going to really have to be managed, micromanaging, and Rhea Ripley. She's going to be Rhea Ripley to be what they want her to be if she's going to be that. Because I think Sol Ruke is missing things. There's some boxes that I look at now and I'm like, sorry, so love you. But I'm like, damn, so you don't check that box. You just don't hit
That's what NXT was for. The longer you're there a little bit, you can start to pick holes, but those holes will be even more magnified
once you
on
get
the
to
main roster.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
But overall though, because SmackDown was possibly the worst wrestling show I've ever seen, like that's not hyperbole. That is real talk. SmackDown was trash. I'm gonna give this week, man, developmental helped out a lot. Like it's crazy. But because there are no stars, I'm giving it a D as well. It's like this is the flagship's supposed to do their job. If they're not holding down their job, then it don't matter about the rest of them. It starts at the top. If the main people aren't doing it, then it shouldn't be up for us to watch developmental to say WWE is
cream rises to the top.
Cream is supposed to rise to the top. So if that's not going down, then I cannot give them a good grade. So I'm gonna give them a D. I really wanted to give them an F. That's how bad SmackDown was. Like Raw was a little bit okay. Okay. Raw been on a little bit of uptick recently. It's okay, it's been better. But SmackDown was completely trash. Like never watched that episode again. Other than watching Trick and Yachty little parts, destroying Sami Zayn and taking his power on all, which was just amazing, completely amazing. But other than that, yeah, that's my overall. Travis, bro, see if you got it right today. What were our highs and lows brought to the people by?
The merch, baby. We talk comebacks.
Yes. Shout out to the merch right here. I got one of the TNA Inspired shirts on We Talk Combat. You can also find the NWO red and black or white and black shirts, and also the Nation of Domination inspired ones. Links are in the description. And also on the page description as well. If you're interested in helping out the channel, don't have to, but if you do, we appreciate you. Also, at the end of the show, listen up because Queen will be letting you know how you could win a free T-shirt as well. But if you're interested in also getting some WWE merchandise, well, we got you there as well. Shout out to Fanatics. This I Was Told segment is brought to you by the folks over at Fanatics. Fanatics is the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love the most, including WWE. You can earn fan cash to redeem them in your orders, jersey protection for when your favorite player is traded or changes teams. They also have an unrivaled selection of authentic fan gear and Fanatics exclusives that are only available on the site. So if you need some merch and are interested in helping the channel, scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link, which is always in the description. All right, Joe, we have no tea today. It's already been a long show, so we want to hurry and get towards the end. Also, no questions and comments. No really questions. I've been putting up comments, no really questions, because they say it should have been The Rock as far as Pat McAfee. I mean, obviously, the places would have went crazy if it had been The Rock. But, yeah, I think The Rock trying to stay away for a second But thank you, everybody that watched the show today. Thank you, everybody that's watching the show later on. That's catching this as far as the replay. Please do us a favor and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, everything else. We do this type of stuff or this type of show every Sunday, 3 p.m. CPT time. If you know, you know. Different times and all that, just check us out. But you want to follow the channel because we do stuff every day over here, y'all. We have watch-alongs, Monday for Raw, Tuesdays for NXT, Wednesdays for Evolve, Thursdays for TNA, Fridays for SmackDown, Saturdays for AAA and any PLEs as well. We also show AEW Dynamite right now as well in the Discord. If you want the link to our Discord, the link is in our description, also on the page as well. All you have to do is be a subscriber to this channel, link your YouTube to your Discord, and you have access to all the video versions over there while we talk over here on YouTube. Queen, you want to talk something about the shirts real quick before I end the show?
So I actually got two things. So the main thing I really want to touch on is that we will be giving out a shirt for our 300 subs. So we are really close to that. Really excited about that. And I appreciate everybody that's tuned in on our weekly YouTube watch-alongs that me and King do during the week. Because a lot of you guys jump in during that. And as we say all the time, we invite you guys to comment on not just those shows, but on these shows. So basically all you got to do right now is sub. I'm thinking what we might do is do this a tie-in possibly to one of the recaps. So you got to be basically in the comments watching, and I'll probably pick it out from a user in the comments. The only caveat is that you have to be in the U.S. because right now, unfortunately, because that person we call the president it would cost a lot of money just to ship you just a shirt if you lived overseas. So we will keep it in the US for this. Maybe in the future that might change. And then secondly, too, we are doing an in-person watch party for WrestleMania. It's WrestleFadia. We have the tickets posted on the YouTube as well as the Facebook as well as on the Instagram. So all that stuff is posted. We're gonna try and keep that, you know, fun.
Not everywhere.
We'll have 100 by.
Might say it's not posted
Okay,
as far as the link. They just need to reach out and we'll give them the link.
Yes. Or check, as I just said, any of those other contact on the page, it might be posted there. So like definitely just check the post, make sure you're following us on all the accounts. Because that is going to be a caveat as well, actually, for that t-shirt thing, is that you got to be following us on all of the posted socials. Now there might be socials that we might not have posted, but as far as the posted ones for the Week Talk Combats, you got to be following all those. That's definitely like that is a stipulation. Otherwise, it doesn't cost anything to participate in that contest, like I said before. But you know, just shout out and thank you to all you guys. King, you can take it away.
Anybody else before I go to the ending? Anything you want to say? No? Everybody good?
No,
Go
ahead.
Take us home, bro.
Go, Mr. Green.
No, I just want to add, man, we watch this issue. You don't have to, man.
Hey, I like when you said that, bro. Pause. That might be a new thing. We watch this issue. You don't have to, because right now it's pretty rough. But thank everybody again. If you want to follow our other channels, we do a bunch of channels around here in this Glow Sun Production-ish. First and foremost, though, our sister channel over there, Get Off the Damn Fence with my guy BA and the 695 crew, Larry and Calvin. They talk about all things, but especially sports. Wednesday evenings, go over there and follow my guys. They do this. They've been doing this for a while now, so help them out get their subscription count up and meet their goals. But also follow our other channel. BA is a part of that as well with my guy Rel, Big J, and also Will, Cause We Geek, where they talk about all things in geek culture and movies and television. They have shows Tuesday evenings and Saturday mornings. My guys over there help them reach their goals. They drop fire content. We don't talk about these shows, and I would not promote them to you unless it's fire content. So go over there, check them out, and help my guys out. Also, the NBA is getting rowdy, man. Y'all know what it is. It's almost playoff time. We really close to this. So come over there. How about myself and Rel for Cap and Crown? We talk about all things NBA, new school and old school. So if you're in the new school NBA basketball, if you're into the old school stuff, you know, you're tired of the new school people talking about LeBron's the GOAT. Come on over there. Hit it, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, all that mumbo jumbo. I think you'll love it. We have guests and all over there as well. We try to have guests all over for these shows. We put in this fire, time for you guys to try to give you nice, content. So you just come over here, enjoy yourself, and just ask for a like. That's all we do. So with all that being said, y'all, I'm Muy Grande Negro Americano. Like I said, I have Chemo Queen with me. She was the queen of the ring back in '86. I got my man Frog Splash Connoisseur Travis with me. Heavy Developmental Mr. Green. We talk combat, so we talk all things combat sports entertainment. The best, brightest, and blackest combat review show there is on YouTube or anywhere else. Make sure y'all join us next week because we will have our WrestleMania preview show finally next week. I believe it is next week. And we'll see y'all then, man. It's almost WrestleMania season. Peace and blessings to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.